Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the 8th program, that is the last Python program for lab programs. So in this lecture we will be seeing queue operations in Python. Okay, so we will learn how to use a Python list to perform queue operation and insert and remove the elements from the queue. Okay, so queue follows the principle of FIFO, that is first in first out. Okay, so we will add elements using the append function, the same function what we used in the stack, the append function, and then remove them using the function called as pop. Okay, but there is a different case, I will explain. So this program clearly shows how we can use the queues as we have the queues in the real life. Okay, so on the screen you can see one image where we have an ATM and people standing in the queue. Okay, so why queue is called as first in first out? So the person in the white shirt has entered the queue first and he will take the money and leave the queue first. So that's why it is first in first out. Okay, so the person who has came at the last, he will get the money last and he will leave the queue last. Okay, so this principle, so this queue concept will follow the FIFO principle, that is first in first out. All right, so let's take an example and trace out our queue program. All right, so let's take a simple example of 1 2 3. Okay, here I have the code to do to perform the queue operations. All right, so here this is my queue. Okay, I have kept the both ends as open because in queue the front end and the rear end will be open always. Okay, so here you can see leave the queue. Okay, the person, like the number 1 is in the queue, so if you want to leave the queue, he should leave first, then 2 will leave, then 3 will leave. Okay, so if you want to enter, we'll enter the queue from the last. Okay, in this visualization we can easily understand how queue works. Okay, now coming to the Python program, here I have an empty list called as queue. Okay, and here I will print the empty queue, print empty queue. Okay, now again I have a for loop. Using the for loop, I will try to insert the elements into the queue. Okay, so I have for I will be initially pointing to my 0. Okay, and queue dot append of I. What is I here? I is 0. Okay, what is present at 0th position? That is 1. So I will do queue dot append of I, that is queue dot append of 0. It will append 1 to the queue. Okay, after first iteration, this is the result. In queue, 1 is standing. All right, again my I will be incremented to 1, so I pointer will be moved here. So queue dot append of I. What is I? I is 1. What is present at first position? That is 2. Okay, so queue dot append of 1. Okay, what it will append? It will append the number which is there at the first position. So here after this iteration, this will be the result. So 1 and 2 are in my queue. Okay, then again my I will be updated to the next position, that is 2. Okay, so queue dot append of 2. What is present at 2? 3. So 3 will be inserted in the queue. Okay, we have inserted all the elements 1 2 3. Then I have a simple print statement here. Okay, after insert, what is my queue? Okay, it will display 1 2 and 3. Okay, let's now remove the elements from the queue. Okay, so I have while queue is my list. Okay, this loop will run until the list is containing some elements. Okay, so print removed comma queue dot pop of 0. Okay, if you recall, in the stacks we have just used stack dot pop, that's all. We have not used 0. Okay, so if I use 0 here, it will start removing the elements from the front. Okay, that's why this is following the principle of first in first out. Okay, FIFO order. Okay, that's why we need to use 0 here. If we provide 0 to the pop function, it will remove the elements from front of the list. If we don't use the 0 over here, it will remove the elements from the backside. Okay, that is the thing you need to remember here. After removing, I will print the empty queue. That's all. Understood? All right. So this is a bonus tip, kind of buy one get one free. Okay, if you have studied the stack thoroughly, Q1 is very easy. Okay, the only change in these two programs is here we use stack.pop without any number. Here we use q.pop of 0. Okay, because here, as you can see, I have written pop removes the last element, okay, which works for the stack. But if we use pop with 0, it removes the first element, okay, which we needed for the queue. Okay, simple concept. In stack, what happens? If we don't use the 0, it will remove the elements from the top, okay, that is from the right side. If we use pop of 0, it will remove the elements from the left side, okay, that is front of the queue. Understood? All right, let's now actually code this one and see how it works. Okay, I've opened my ideal shell. Let's go full screen, click on file, new file, and I will write my program here. Okay, so I will write the entire program, fast forward the video and come back. All right, I have written the entire program here. Let's save it. I will go to desktop, select Python lab programs, last program, that is p8.py. Click on save. Okay, now let's run the program. Click on run module. Yes, as you can see here, first I have printed the empty queue and then I have inserted the element. Okay, so the person 1 walks into the queue, okay, and next the second person, and next the third person. Who is the person who has to leave the queue first? That is 1. That's why we have removed 1 first, then 2, then 3. After that, again empty queue. Understood? So this is how queue works. And this is a bonus tip for you all. Okay, if you learn the stack program thoroughly, Q1 is very easy. Okay, you need to just replace these items, that is stack with Q, and here instead of passing the empty parameters, you need to pass 0 as a parameter. That's all. All right. Hope you have understood the series of all the Python lab programs. If you have any doubts, please refer to the previous videos and also check out the description for all the Python programs in a single PDF. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.